Hi and welcome to Ali Lives Well on Less. I'm Ali, I'm an early retired teacher, currently living on a small pension, and today, unbelievably, is my 100th video that I'm making just now. It's not 100 frugal videos, it's 100 in total if you include the shorts and my earlier videos where I was just making wee videos a few years ago of my allotment. But I felt 100 videos was significant, and I just would like to say thank you to everyone who watches my videos. I'm now at over six, no, what is it? 8.6 thousand subscribers, and I've had over 500,000 views. So thank you everyone who watches my ramblings. And today is Monday, and today I am talking about comparing your frugality to other people's frugality. And my frugality probably doesn't look like yours, and in all honesty it shouldn't look like yours. Over the last decade, certainly since I've been active online in forums and blogs discussing frugality and a simpler way of life, I have noticed a shift in thinking about the definition or the meaning of frugality for many people. And there is a broader understanding of the word now, and many people choose a frugal lifestyle, either for the long term, out of necessity, or for shorter periods of time, or longer, in my case, by choice. And it's it's not helpful to compare yourself to someone who may be further along in their frugal journey. And certainly I would say I'm quite far along in my frugal journey, and to get to where I am now has taken a very long time. Um, it has certainly been 14 years since I have been actively frugal, and mainly because of a change in circumstances in my mid 40s. And I have talked about that in my £5 in my purse story. So if anyone hasn't seen that and wants to have a wee look at the very beginning of my frugal journey, that would certainly be a good place to start. But certainly 14 years ago, I realised that my later years, i.e. where I am now, um, weren't going to be what I thought they were. And so the frugal journey for me began back then. But those first few years were difficult until I managed to leave the family home once it was sold, gathered up all the money from my divorce settlement, and was able to buy a house for myself. And at that point, I just had one of my children still living with me. So 11 years ago is when I began my early retirement goal. Previous to that, it was survival. And I appreciate that lots of people who watch frugal channels may well be in survival mode and are looking for some ideas in there. But certainly once I moved house and managed to get myself a full-time teaching post, that was when my frugality really kicked in, and I was able to save money from my salary every month. I've spoken and written about this for many years. I saved half my salary and put that towards renovating my house and building up a savings fund, really, for the future. So the house that I was doing up, I always knew I was going to sell it. I always knew that the end goal for me was early retirement. And I think when you're on a frugal journey for, I don't, I think that's a much overused word. I can't think of another way of expressing it. Um, my frugal goal at the end of all that was to be able to retire early. And I always knew that in order for me to do that, I would have to sell the house. So the timing of it, I didn't know, but I just knew that when I came to retire, I knew that my teaching pension wasn't going to be enough to live in the house, because I just couldn't pay all the bills. I wouldn't be able to afford the energy bills. During the winter I was £500 a month. I wouldn't be able to afford the council tax, just the general running repairs and upkeep of a larger house. So I always knew that I was going to sell my house. And I think for a lot of people, and this is where I sometimes, I'm being careful with my words, where I sometimes get some negative comments, because they seem to think that I have retired and splashed out on buying houses, and that's how I can afford to do this now. And I've said it many times, and I do apologise if you are a regular viewer and you've heard this so many times. But yes, I own 2 properties, but those 2 properties are equal to the value of the 1 property that I sold. So while I own 2 properties, I live in one of them, and the other one, as I have said in my very first video, I say it in my bio. I have never hidden it. I have never said that this wasn't the case. I rent a second property to a family member, and I'm of the generation where we were encouraged to buy property as soon as we possibly can. I was 20 when I had my first mortgage with my ex-husband, because that was the culture in Britain at the time. It was get yourself on the property ladder. And it's very different now. It's very different now, and young people, the younger generations, are having real difficulty getting themselves on the property ladder. So I am very fortunate that I am in a position where I can help members of my family who are not as lucky as I was to get onto the property ladder. So I hope that helps clear up the constant nipping at the but Ali owns 2 property, and I've seen that recently in comments, and I do hope that helps some people understand the position I'm in. So yes, I charge my family member some rent, but it is certainly nowhere near the commercial rate of the property, and the money raised from that rent goes straight back into the property, and it pays for all the costs. So while being a legally registered landlord, because you have to do things properly, sounds like you have this amazing disposable income that I somehow have hidden, and it's oh, I can't remember the word somebody used recently. it's not hidden. And if you genuinely want to ask me about that, I am more than happy to explain how that that has come about. So hopefully that helps some people who don't understand how I say I'm frugal, but I own two properties. Like I said, my frugal journey isn't the same as yours. So if you just bear with me 1 minute and I'll come back. I'm just going to check what a very strange noise I heard Luna make there. So hang on. Okay, she managed to get her yogi ball underneath the couch and was not very happy. So we may get some movement and noise in a minute. So, as I was saying, everyone has their own reasons for being frugal. My reason was to retire early and reduce and downsize my life and do what I'm doing now. So your reasons for being frugal could be totally different. It could be survival, as I said before, and I've been there. I understand that. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. It could be you want to pay off a mortgage quicker. Certainly, being mortgage free is such a blessing. It's such a relief to know that you will have a roof over your head. Yeah, that must be really scary when you don't know or when you don't have home security. Um, you might want to save for something, so you're being frugal for a period of time so that you can save for perhaps a wedding or a holiday or a car or some major event in your family. But again, just because someone is being frugal to save for their wedding doesn't make it any less valid than someone who is being frugal to survive, to make it from week to week, month to month. So I thought it might be helpful to share some of the things that I have either consciously given up or downsized from, or just things I don't have or I don't do anymore. So obviously the first thing I have done is I have downsized my house. So my previous house was a large 4-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms, decent sized garden, and I have downsized to a small 2-bedroom semi, again with a decent sized garden. And although it needs a little bit of work on it, I flipping love it. I love my wee house, and I'm really enjoying doing it up in a budget. I'm enjoying the challenge. So I have also, over the last 11 years, I have consciously downsized my car. I used to drive a large 4x4. I used to live out in the countryside and I liked driving a big car, so I downsized it. I used to have a Honda CR-V. I downsized it to a Honda Civic, and I have now downsized even more to a Honda Jazz Hybrid, which I discovered was named by Which as the best small car of the year 2024. So not just me saying it's a great wee car, it's been voted for as well. So downsizing your car can make a difference to, and eventually I will have no car. I once this car is done with, I am not replacing it. I don't have a TV. When my last TV broke down, I just didn't replace it. I do watch TV on my laptop. I watch catch up, or I sometimes watch live TV, which is why I still have my TV license. I don't go on holidays, and the last holiday I went on was December 2019, when I went to visit my son in Australia, and haven't been on a holiday since. I don't have the desire to go on holiday at the moment. I'm not ruling it out, but I just, for the time being, I'm quite happy being a home bird. This was mentioned recently in the comments. I don't drink alcohol. I don't buy alcohol, and I rarely drink it. I'm not saying I don't drink alcohol. I rarely drink it. Certainly when I was working, and I hold my hands up, and I don't know many teachers who don't have a cheeky wee glass of wine or two through the week as well as the weekend. It's a stressful job, and I know it's not the solution, but yeah, not buying alcohol saves you a heck of a lot of money. I don't have takeaways, and I don't eat out. Trying to think the last time I think I went for lunch with the girls last month, but that was a toast day. So I can't even remember the last time I was out for dinner, for proper dinner at a restaurant. I just find it really, really expensive. So to come back to the theme of this 100th video, really what I'm saying is your frugality shouldn't look like anyone else's, and you shouldn't be put off by something that someone has achieved or is doing, because it has probably taken them a long time to get there. And there are loads and loads of great frugal channels who I have followed for many years, so I know how they got there, and how they moved house, and how they downsized and changed things. So hopefully some of my ramblings may encourage or inspire you to try something. But as I say in my bio, my aim is to share what I do, and hopefully show that a simpler way of life, a frugal way of life, is still a rich life. And I do consider myself blessed and rich in so many ways, just not in monetary value. So I hope that made sense, and genuinely, if anyone has any questions about what I've done, please just ask me. If you ask nicely, I will answer just about any question, as long as it's not too intrusive about my family, because I choose to put my life out here. They haven't chosen to do that. So if you're respectful of that, I would be more than happy to answer some questions. And if you've made it all the way to the end of my 100th video, thank you so much. And yeah, it's been a journey. Oh, I'm using so many words that I never thought I would use. Yes, I'm on a journey, and here's my shopping haul, and yeah. Okay, so I think I've actually got away with it long enough, because Luna is now deliberately putting her empty yogi ball underneath the sofa. So I will say bye for now. Have a fab week, and I will see you. Actually, there might be an extra video drops the next day or two, because I'm going to film making tatty scones. So I'll see you either in that one, or I'll see you again on Foodie Friday. So have a fabulous week. Stay warm, stay safe, and I'll see you then. Bye.